going live now, though.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey, y'all. I think we're live. I don't know.
Yep, we are. We got
Okay, y'all. Thank you guys for coming in. I can't see you, but I'm Victoria L. And you're back for season 3. And we have our lovely, lovely guests. Well, first of all, I'm sorry, we gotta go back to who has already been here. My sisters. We have Tanya. Say hello to the people. We have Maggie. Say hello to the people.
Happy New Year, folks.
Yes, y'all. Happy New Year. Yes. And then we have our lovely male people on here. We're going to call him Coach Aaron. That's what you're going to refer to him as. Coach Aaron. And then we have Jason.
Hey,
So thank you guys so much for being here. And we want to talk about, actually, Tanya, why don't you tell us what we're going to talk about, since, we only have you for a little bit of time. We miss you.
I know
you're doing well, but, time is going on. We got to figure out what's going on and make sure everybody's okay. So, Tanya, tell us what we're talking about today.
Okay, so today we just got a couple of questions that we wanted to ask our fellas who were married. Nothing that serious, just a couple of questions, because we always want to see, like, your perspective about relationships from a male perspective, because I think we kind of got a hold on it with, how women, I guess more so what men think. So we kind of got a couple of questions. We know that both of you are married. So we're always looking to gain knowledge. As you know, me and my sisters, we're all single.
For now.
We just for now. We're single and intentionally dating, looking for our husbands, or we want them to definitely be looking for us. So we just got a couple of questions that we're going to start off with. And
okay.
I mean, is that fine?
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. No problem.
Y'all's business. We just want to know because we trying to get where y'all at,
Mm-hmm.
So, well, just tell us a little bit about how long you've been married. Let's go there first. Who wants to go? Jason?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Sorry. Go.
All right. February would be 4 years when we have been married. So already.
Wow.
Well, it's all right.
All right. So y'all still under 5.
Coach, it's your turn.
In April, it will be 9 years.
Woo! Both of y'all hitting them key marks.
You know what I'm saying? Like 5 and 10.
5 and 10.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations.
Wow.
Both of y'all.
Well, it might be 10. Don't give me the line.
Okay. So we just have a couple of questions that we're going around. And then if things come up, of course, we can ask that too. So the first one is, how long did you guys date before you got married?
Right. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll go first. We dated for about, I'm gonna say about 2 years.
Okay, it's pretty short for
about
our
2 years.
Okay.
How did the courting phase? So did you talk for like 6 weeks and then make it official, or what did that look like?
Well, our situation was a little different. We already knew each other from high school. So and we kind of like, I guess, lost communication with each other between high school and when we reacquainted with each other. So that was about 14 years. So it was a big gap for us not
14.
knowing each other. Yeah, it was a while. And so once we got back with each other, it was kind of one of those things where we took some time off because we were both kind of in a I had already been married and she had already been married. So it was just one of those things. Yeah, so it was one of those things where so
yes, it is.
I would say yeah.
So you kind of wanted it to be intentional when y'all dated, because you knew y'all had history and kind of both of y'all having previous relationship. This time around, you kind of wanted to make sure it was working. Yeah.
Right. It was just one of those things where it's just
kind of organically flowed.
Yeah, because we knew of each other because we were like in a band together, things like that. But we didn't know each other like that. We didn't really have any speaking time except when after I graduated. We kind of had a couple phone conversations, and that was it. And it was just one of those things where, oh, I remember you. You know, you cool back then. Let's see where that's
Oh,
gonna go. So
okay.
You're up, coach.
Okay, this is my second marriage.
Shout out to the
Okay.
schools.
Yeah, y'all remember my first marriage? She came to the games when y'all were playing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. I remember. Okay.
Okay.
My first marriage, I dated her in college. Then we
Mhm.
separated for years, and then we got back together. It's like we never missed a beat. But then, things change, and we went our separate ways. But my second wife, I dated her for 6 months.
Wow.
Did you know her for 6 months or just dated her? Like,
Ooh.
know her?
Great question, Maggie. Great question.
Okay, say that again.
Did you know her previously, or like you met and y'all dated for 6 months? So did you know her from the past or something?
No, I coached her daughter.
Oh, okay. So y'all had a history too.
So, well, kind of yes and no. It wasn't, let's see, how can I explain that? It wasn't, I knew her, but we didn't date for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Like exclusively date for 6 months.
Exclusive. Yes. That's
Yeah. Yeah, exclusive.
Dang.
Yeah.
6 months.
So in that 6 month window, you knew that was her?
Yeah. She
She
gave me a cake and a kiss, and I was like, boom, that's it. I was done.
That's all.
A
For my
cake and
birthday.
a kiss.
Yeah, a cake and a real kiss. Yeah, and I was
Oh,
like,
a real kiss, not no peck. Gotcha.
not no
A
peck.
grown-up kiss. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I
then
love
from
it.
that moment on, I knew I was like, okay, let's get married.
Oh, okay.
That's sweet.
You
I
know
had
she
to
wanted
I had to ask. Go ahead.
Maggie ready.
I
Did
know.
she
Megan's
know-
question.
Okay, sorry, I do have questions.
You do.
But-
I see, honey. This is your show. Yes.
Coach Aaron, did she know that she wanted to date? I mean, did she want to marry you as well, or was it a mutual? Like we wanted to marry, or was it just a how did that go?
Well, if it's not mutual, how did you get married?
I just mean from the aspect of you knew so quickly 6 months in, but was she sure right at that 6 months?
Yeah, there was no hesitation. It was like, okay, we setting this date. Well, she said, I'm setting this date,
Dang.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's good. It's you both of you guys are two extremes, like of two different spectrums. Like, because you knew your wife, Jason, but Coach Aaron didn't know her. I mean, he knew of her, but he didn't know her until he got that cake and that kiss.
Right.
And then she settled it for 6 months. We got to get it popping. So great. Next question. How long is too long to date? Like when because we know our age range, which we're 35, we're 36 now. Oh wow, 36.
Okay.
In our age range, they might be like, just take it slow. Let's just live and see where it goes.
Yeah, like some people be dating 4 or 5 years before they decide to get married. What's y'all take on that? If you see other couples or you hear about that, would you have you done that before you met your wife, and what do you think about it now? What would you tell your friends?
Dating a long time. How you feel about that?
Well, my thing is, after 6 months, the people change. If they don't change, then marry them. Because look, after 6 months, you can only hold your fakeness for 6 months.
True that.
Okay.
7th and 8th month, the real person comes out. Well, if they haven't changed, then why wait? Because if you go 4 and 5 years, you're looking for something else. That's just my opinion.
Can you expound on that a little bit, please? If you go longer than 4.
What are you dating for?
Correct.
What are you dating for?
They might just be dating a date. I mean, that's just like some people, they just want a companion, but they don't want a marriage.
Right. You're a professional dater.
Right. But they've been dating the same person. So
I understand.
Then it's not, I mean, like, as always, the woman always wants to be ready. I mean, is ready to get married, but the man is not.
You better say that again. Say that again.
The woman always wants to be married, but the man doesn't.
Okay.
So let me
Wow.
ask you a question about.
Got it.
Let me
Go
ask
ahead,
you
Jason.
from a financial standpoint, from like y'all have both been married twice. So that first time around, this is probably more so for the first time around. Did you feel like you had to be financially stable or at a certain place in life before you brought in your partner or your wife? Or was it just like, we're connected, we ride or die, we're best friends, so it's all about love and we're going to get married, if that makes sense?
I'll let him go
I'll
ahead.
take this one. On the first marriage, it was like, well, at the time I had been in a relationship with her for probably a year or so, and it was one of those things where I had just had a house, I had a car, I had a good paying job. I was like, well, what else is there to do? And I was like, well, yeah, I think I'm ready to get married type thing. It was just one of those, and I was like 29 and 30. I was like, okay, yeah, let me just go ahead and get married. But with the second marriage, it was like, I think I was in a job that I was like, I had to get out. It wasn't really paying. I had to work overtime just to keep my head above water. And I was like, well, she understood that. But at the time I was like, well, you have a child, and I don't think that I'm prepared to take this step with you, even though I know I want to be with you. Man in me is saying, hey, I can't bring you in when I know I'm struggling. And so it's kind of like, okay, no, I'm not gonna bring you to that situation. And she understood, and she really wanted to keep it moving. I was like, yeah, let me get a better situation. And luckily, a better situation came until I was like, okay, let's go. I'm ready to go. 4 months in, I was like, okay, got the money, get the ring, get this and this. I was ready. So I was like, okay, just allow me to do this, being a man, and feel better about the situation. I know I love you, but let me feel better about the situation and feel that I can actually have a family to, be stable and everything. So.
And did you communicate that to her, or did
I was just about to say, was that no?
Did she know that?
Oh yeah. She definitely knew that. Like her whole thing, she understood, but at the same time, she was like, yeah, but I'm not. She's not worried about that. And I was like, well, I am, and I'm like, I get that, but just let me do this. And then she trusted me to go ahead and do it. And she was like, well, I trusted in your words and what you're saying, so I'm gonna allow you to do that. And luckily, she didn't have to wait long. So.
Okay, wow.
Coach Aaron, let's go.
I'm gonna step on that real quick, guys.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so with my first marriage, it was everything is together. So it was I die, you die, we die, we grow together, whatever. My second marriage, I made less money in the beginning because my passion has always been coaching.
Hello, he was our coach, by the way, y'all. Okay.
I mean, I ride or die coaching, so it was God, basketball, and everything else. So,
okay.
9 years in my marriage, I had to make a change. I mean, I'll be 53 on the.
You'll be hold on, what?
So it was like.
How old are you gonna be?
Yeah, you heard me. I am 53.
What did you say? What's that?
5'3".
Oh my God! Wow. Okay, we've known you for a very long time. Continue. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh
my God.
So it was, the funny thing was, it was like God said, all right, that's enough. I had my fun. I enjoy it. I miss it to this day. They miss me. I miss them. But it was like time to change. When COVID hit, I changed jobs. I bought a truck. I'm buying a truck. I'm over the road. I'm making 200% more money.
All right. That's lovely. Maggie was coming with them questions. Okay, so next question.
Yeah, I know. Come on, Maggie.
Right, Maggie ready, honey. Don't worry, it's coming back because I think I asked one and then it brings up another one in Maggie. So how many times do you, okay, let me go back. We're gonna come back to that one. Did you know initially when you met your wife that she was the one?
I'll let him go ahead.
All right. Initially, she was so different when I first met her. So
Okay.
I guess being reacquainted with her, knowing her from high school, she was kind of small. She was kind of, they call it a skinny mini type thing. And when I saw her, she had been through the army and some things. So
Oh, okay.
the first time we reacquainted with each other, the first hour, I was just in shock because at first I was just like, okay, I knew her personality a little bit, but now seeing her physically for the first time in 14 years, I was like, yeah, this might actually work more than I thought it initially thought, because I knew she had a personality side. We were kind of both in the same, but I was like, yeah, this might actually work. So I immediately thought different about it, even more so. I'm like, okay, I might have to really be serious about this thing. So um almost, but not quite. It didn't take me long after having dates and spending time with her a lot in the first 3 or 4 months. Yeah, I almost knew then that I was like, okay, this is what I've been looking for, comparing them to my previous relationships before her.
Wow. Okay. Coach, you're up.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm kind of distracted there. What was the question? Did I
Okay.
know?
It's okay. Did you know when you met her that was your wife?
Well, when I first met her, to me, it's always, no matter who I meet, can I marry her
Wow.
first before I date her?
Oh,
Can I
Lord.
marry this person?
Wow.
No matter who I date first. So yeah, I was like, yeah, I can marry her.
So how do you know? What are those questions or thoughts that go in your, like, what is your survey for yourself to say, can I marry her before you even start dating her?
How much does she make? If she's financial,
How do you find that out before you? Okay, let me hush. I'm sorry.
I mean, if you're around a person, you need to know, because I hate talking about people pertaining to that, but that makes a big difference. You can't make $25,000 and have $100,000 dreams.
Correct. Correct. So financial. Okay.
Yeah, and one retrospect, I guess, after dating and kind of, with me, it was kind of like, since she had a child, see how she kind of interacts with her child, see how the interaction is between her and her child's father.
Yes.
And I
Good
guess
one.
that's, and also the family. You have to eventually go to these, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and see how the whole family reacts, because then you get a little dose of where she gets her personality from, her, her just her mannerisms and things of that nature. So you also lay down a I guess a base of foundation of where my morals and things lay. So it's a few things, but I definitely understand the financial part, because that definitely comes in the part before you actually hit your wagon to the marriage thing. So, but yeah, those the things I talked about too is the family and how she interacts with people, and personality plays a part into that as well.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely
Coach,
that opposite parent.
say it again.
Definitely what he said about the parent, because if the other father is in that child's life, you have to deal with that for the rest of yours.
Whew.
Yeah.
You're absolutely true.
So
It was
if
more
they're
of a
not
part of my
around,
first.
yeah, if it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a bad thing that they're
Oh
not
yeah.
around, but it's a good thing for you, because it's a less of a stress, because you have to deal with your wife's attitude, your child's attitude, and that man's attitude.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna continue with that. With my first marriage, there were some times where um my ex-wife would just be caught up in the things that her child's father wasn't doing, and that made more stress on me because it was like, okay, you're not here, but this is my household, and the things you used to be able to do when she was by herself, that's one thing, but now I have to take extra time to not only take care of the household, but take care of her and her feelings. And I actually had to have a talk with him at one point in time, and we straightened that out because it was being too much. Like, look, you can't just keep saying these type things and doing all this and just leave it back on me to fix. Like, no, we're not having that. So, but with my current wife, we we just it was like he wasn't in part, and then he came back in, and it kind of threw a wrench in how I was, connecting with our son, and so it kind of just it kind of threw a wrench in some things that I was kind of connecting with him because okay, like, oh, dad's back in the picture, so it kind of threw some things,
Yep.
a couple steps back, and I'm like, man, so I had to work a little bit to get things because our philosophies in what we wanted with our son. He knew him like from 5 years or below, so he kind of still kind of has that kind of happy-go-lucky, okay, let's talk about things that excites you, and then I'm getting him at the teenage years to where, okay, we have to be more serious and things we have to talk about and things we have to actually hit on, and it's been push and pull, but I think we found a common ground.
That's good.
Nice. So next question, what attracted you to your wife? Like, what did they have that you were like, dang, that's attractive, like, I want that. I can see her as a wife. That's attractive to me. What did she have?
I'll let him go ahead.
That's all good. I think she had a humility. I guess it was the whole thing as far as where we both came from in our previous marriage. It's like, okay, it seems like our exes were probably meant for each other, and we just dealt with we had the same similarities as far as I guess being humble, being I don't know, not being shy, but just kind of just having a quiet persona when we need to, but being able to express our feelings when we had to, type thing. And it just was it made it real easy. It's like the more I'm with her, it's real funny that even though they don't know each other, her and my mom are almost like identical in the way they think, and it it kind of scared me there for a second. Like, dang, like I didn't pick you for this, but you're similar to the 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 morals and things that my mom did, and it kind of scared me there for a second. I'm like, man, y'all kind of like two peas in the pod, but from different generations. It kind of blew me away. So it kind of just they kind of made it even simpler. Like we were just on the same frequency as far as the things we wanted and things like that. So it almost was like organic almost.
You say you didn't pick her for that, but subconsciously, you love your mother and respect her in that way. So you probably were looking for similar characteristics, even though you didn't connect it until later on.
Right, and it's funny because my parents divorced when I was like a year old, so I never had that father figure in the house, and it's just the same things I kind of saw. Like you say, is like subconsciously I wasn't thinking about it, but the more I got into how she was, I was like, man, it's kind of like I'm seeing still characteristics in the same thing, like single mom raising a boy. Okay, dang, it was eerie, but at the same time, welcoming. So
nice. Coach.
Oh, what attracted me to her was she was big on family.
Shout out to family, yes.
I love family. I love get-togethers. I love everything about family, and she could cook. Hey. Hey, I'm just being honest.
Hey.
You gotta feed me. I need to be able to eat. Can you cook?
Good to know. Good to know. Because my question is this: do you cook, sir?
Yes. Since I
Okay.
bought this truck, I cook every weekend. So I've been cooking every weekend since COVID.
Okay. No, that's since almost a year. Okay, so another question. What are the top things that you think would turn a man away from being married? I'm gonna ask again. What are the top things that you think would turn a man away from wanting to get married?
Trust,
Mm.
cheating, honesty. That's my top.
Okay. Jason.
To you on that. Probably money. Um,
Mm.
huh. Um,
Mm.
Probably the whole, because not every man's scared of this, but just being the whole longevity of what marriage is supposed to be. You know, nobody goes into marriage just thinking about it's gonna be short. It's just like, wow, that's it. That's forever. Oh, it's just that whole, the men think about that. So it's just like, why it scares them. Like, I don't know about I don't know about that. I've had this conversation before. It's probably those two things in conclusion with what Aaron said, Coach Aaron said.
Maggie.
So Victoria from I gotta follow up, girl.
Yeah, girl, hello. Come with the follow-up.
We know.
Coach Aaron, don't do me right now. Do not do
I
me.
mean,
You just being you. Come on.
yeah. Yeah.
That's right. It is just being me. It is.
That's right.
My question was going to be, it's tied to the last one and this one. So I hear a lot about friendship being the basis of a relationship. So from the level of your spouse, like initially being your best friend and y'all connecting on multiple levels, or I also hear the other side sometimes where I hear people say, they don't have to be your best friend. I want a lover, a spouse, like somebody that takes care of home and we're there, but we're not necessarily best friends. What is your take on those two perspectives?
Wow.
Hello.
Yeah, I think that to me, my opinion only, I think you should do what works for you. Because you can have a friend that could be a possible, but there's some certain things that you're not gonna cross over and be like, oh, I don't know if I can be with that person for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, those can be some red flags that could be detrimental further down the line. Like, he might be a sweet person, but how is he with his finances? Because that can really mess you up further down the line. And don't go into it thinking you can change them.
Yeah, and that whole change thing, it's kind of like you have to kind of want it. You have to not only do an evaluation on them, you have to do some self-evaluation on yourself. So I always tell people, marriage, you're not gonna necessarily change, but it's going to be some kind of change that's for the betterment of the marriage. It's just like you're not going to change fundamentally who you are, so to speak, but it will probably change as far as what you have to do to keep it going, how you just might have to put more emphasis on some things and maybe dial some things down, maybe bring a level of something up to just make the marriage cohesive, so to speak. So you're going to change, but not to the change that people think that it's going to just throw them all off kilter and not let them be the person they're going to be.
Okay. As we were asking that question, Nicole, hey Nicole, she said, Maggie, I married my best friend Italy said, I don't believe your partner will be your best friend. See, we had 2 separate perspectives right there, right in the chat.
Right.
And then Italy said, people are not truly honest. Hey, Kendall. And so Italy said, if so, you wouldn't have so many divorces. True. If people aren't honest, I think that thing about you can't change anybody, I think Italy's right. It's hard work to be honest with yourself. To Jason's point, if we see this long term for the next 50 years, do we really think we can be with somebody that's boring? Do we really think we could be with somebody
No.
Right.
And yeah, and you hit different points in your life as you get older. Like, you know,
Yes.
I mean, what they call a midlife crisis. You know, you might change your jobs, might change your perspective on how you look at the world. You know, it's just different things, and you know that make you change. And so, can that change also include your partner as well? Like that's where it's kind of like you shouldn't ever get stagnant in a marriage, because people are changing just enough to where, okay, you can accept their change at the same time, but it's change is not always a bad thing. Change can be growth. So it's just how you define it in your sense of how you look at them and how you look at yourself. It's just, is it growth? Is it change? Is it, and if you're gonna be with that person, I guess with Italy saying they can be your best friend, over time they're gonna have to be some level of friendship, because you're going to be with them that's who you're going to see on a daily basis. Is you're going to have to do something to prolong this marriage if you're going to be with them 24/7 like that. And it just that's how it's got to be.
Yeah, make sure you grow together and not grow apart, because that can definitely happen.
So since you said that, how do you, as you've been married almost 9 years, maybe 10, how do you grow together instead of apart? Just a couple of tips for our for us people out here.
Well, it's
so we know.
If you know that you're doing something that your significant other doesn't like, why do you keep doing it? Like if she keeps nagging, well, let me not say nag. If she keeps harping on something.
Thank you.
Yeah, I knew that. If she keeps harping on something and you keep doing it, eventually she's gonna shut down. At that point, now I have to work twice as hard to get her back, because it's nothing. Once a woman shuts down, boy, oh Lord, it's almost a done deal. It's a fight to get that person back. So why go through that? Nip it in the bud early.
But do you think that's true?
Well, yeah.
That's true for, no, I'm saying, do you think that's true for men too when y'all shut down?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're just as emotional as women are.
You mean more emotional?
No, that never came out my mouth.
I want to
Okay. And you know, well, that's a whole nother subject.
It is.
Yeah, that's a whole nother subject.
I am just asking. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Where that growth comes in. If you don't, if you can't ignore if somebody is telling you they have a problem. You can, I mean, a problem with what you're doing or what's going on. You have to acknowledge what they're saying, because once you don't, then like Coach Harris said, you're going to have problems down the road, and that's where that self-evaluation comes in of yourself. Be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be as tough in this situation because she is crying her heart to me because it's a problem for her. I have to maybe dial that down a little bit and actually listen and take heed, and that goes both ways. So, you know, it's, hey, do we need to go ahead and nip this in the bud, or are we gonna keep on letting these little things go to where you so far gone into what you haven't addressed that, oh, you start looking back, oh, that came from this, that came from this, and then you so far back trying to go back to where the beginning is to get back right. That's a lot of work. And if you don't want that kind of work, you gotta nip it in the bud from the jump.
Mrs. Kitchen is all in agreement with you. Honey.
Good to know. No, because I think that these are very good points that you guys are giving us, and it's teaching us that we're not too far off kilter with what we be thinking about y'all anyway. About men, you know what I'm saying? When women, we have our conversations about y'all, not you specifically, but about guys.
All right.
And we like to hear what you guys have to say. Like, we really don't want it just to be our way, you know, even though they say that we think we do, but I personally don't. And I know Maggie don't either. We want to hear and express what's going on so we can get that relationship, because we both, Maggie and I, y'all know our parents. Oh, y'all do. Y'all too. Our parents they still together, thank God, but they have that kind of situation where we're trying to get to, not to have their relationship. We don't want that. I don't want that. I want something along those lines of, you know, the companionship. So I just want to know that. So I got a question. Do you think that men are, and this is in the dating, this can be in the dating realm. Do you think that men can be as petty as women?
Yep.
Yep. That's not
Hear from the
no
men.
doubt.
I just want to hear what y'all got to say. I just want to know.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So that's
just it.
Okay, with that said, why is it, this is just a question that I have. Why is it that when women do something wrong, we, you know, you guys make it seem, if we do the same thing you do, okay? This is before we get married. We ain't trying to do that when we get married. If we do the same thing that you do, we've done the unpardonable sin. Like, oh, I can't believe you did it to me. Oh my God, I can't believe you did this to me. I'm just through with you. I hate it. I don't want nothing to do with you. Why is it that men take it to that level when I'm like, you did that to me 5 days ago or years ago, whatever. Why do you
We
think
can
men
dish
go
it,
around-
but we can't take it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want
We
to hear.
can dish it. Oh yeah. Like we could cheat and not love the person that we're cheating with, but as soon as you do it to us, oh, it's done deal. We can't.
Y'all
Yeah,
are throwing
it
that
hurts
out of the
more.
way.
It hurts more. Yeah, it hurts more.
Why?
I don't know. You got to ask Jesus that one. I definitely don't know.
I'm not sure why,
Why?
but I know as conversations change as you get older with your male friends, it also has to do with probably who you're around, because I see this with the younger cats I work with. Sometimes it's like the things they talk about, they just, you know, the things you talk about being petty or doing certain type of things. Some guys in their part of their life, they just want someone to agree with them or be like, okay, like, yeah, I've been through that too, whatever. And that kind of gets a camaraderie, but it doesn't hit the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I hear some things, I'm like, we're trying to give them an answer, but in this time of their life, they don't want to hear that. They just want to hear that you agree with what they're saying rather than trying to fix the problem. And that can go on for a long time with men, more so longer than women, because it just depends on when you're trying to get serious with somebody. It's just, you know, that just, to me now, that seems just like a headache, but I understand where they came from because I was at their age at one time. But like I say, age doesn't necessarily have to be the issue. That can just be where you're at in life. And if you still want to deal with those type of things, it's just, do you want people to back you up, or do you want someone to change your life? And that comes with the whole men want to be married. It's like, okay, do you want to keep on living this life, or are you ready for some change? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
which one is it?
Wow. Okay. Maggie, any questions?
Coach Aaron tried to just throw me all down questions, but no. I have enjoyed the conversation.
Yes.
I will, let me think, ask, you know, I got questions for days.
You know we do. Question.
One more, I think, around, you guys talked about, I don't know, I think you guys talked about it when it was more around when guys are ready, or Coach Aaron hit on the head when he was like, why are you dating 4 or 5 years? So if a guy doesn't make it official, you're really just wasting your time.
Amen.
So I guess, you know, I kind of answered my own question. I don't have to ask the question. I know the answer.
You did. No. Oh, so tell me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna start doing that on the show. By the way, we're gonna start doing this thing called "Am I Wrong?" Right, and this will be towards the end of the show. So my question is this: am I wrong? So I start talking to this guy, whatever. And he, you know, we get the whole, hey, beautiful. Okay, thank you. Hello. So my thing is next, like, okay, so what's going on? How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Then that's fine. And then, so my natural question is, okay, so, you know, what brings you here? Like, are you trying to date? Like, and this is on a dating site. Okay, that's fine. So then he says,
hey,
I'm just saying, you got to come any way it comes. So he asked me, I said to him, I said, hey, what's going on? Like, what brings you here? You know what I'm saying? What brings you here? Like, what are you dating? Are you trying to look for dating? Are you trying to be friends? Like, what are you trying to do? And he asked, here you go. I'm looking for friends and see where it goes. So my am I wrong is I haven't talked to him since. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I was like, okay.
no.
Thank you. I'm like,
no, I don't think you're wrong.
Thank you. I just wanted to hear from the men. I need to know.
So you only communicate through text?
Yeah, so far, because this was the first thing. That's nothing he asked, you know, yeah. He hasn't really been aggressive in that way because we're in Atlanta and these women is, you know, they coming out for what they want. So I'm not doing that. So yes, only one. We only texting, nothing.
I just okay. So when you text something long, he texts something short.
Hello.
As in, right? Yeah.
So I'm not wrong. Thanks.
And then they only want to communicate. Yeah.
Thank you.
No, you're not wrong.
Okay, well, you added that. Yeah.
But you
cool.
are wrong.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm not, because I want to know. I want to know. Because even like, I don't know how long, we don't know how to, okay, I'll just tell you the truth. I don't approach men because I don't know how to. Just gonna be honest. I don't know how to approach no man. I wasn't raised that way. That wasn't our lifestyle.
I don't know. Yeah.
So now,
yeah,
now
I hardly approach women, so we good.
Well, we already know that about you, Coach Aaron. You don't have to approach.
I'm very bashful.
Who bashful?
I am.
Good to know.
Yeah, if I don't know you, I don't talk to you.
You're about to say, yep, we knew you. We didn't know your bashful ways. We knew you, coach, go get the ball. We didn't know you that way.
Oh, that's something totally different.
No, it is. Ain't nothing bashful about the coach.
Kendall said you can slide in that DM. Kendall, are you saying the females need to slide in the DM or the men?
Correct. I need to know. Since you're giving pointers, Mr. Kent.
Right, Kendall, because
probably
if somebody I really like, I'm not sliding in the DM.
But because Maggie's more forward. Me and Maggie are the shy ones. Maggie and Cherie are the hype ones. They'll give you a look and you'll know what's up. We don't do that.
I know this was a while back, but probably
some men
dating game. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was saying probably back in my dating days, I guess, so to speak, I would always try to give the woman comfort because I was like, you know, I'm trying to let you know where I am from the jump because, you know, I'm a guy. You don't know much about me, and I'm trying to make it more comfortable for you because you're the one taking all the, I guess, not necessarily danger, but you know, you're the one trying to let me in. So I'm trying to make you as comfortable as possible so it won't be an animosity because you don't know me. You're a woman, I'm a man. So of course you should have some kind of guard up because you don't know what I'm here for. You don't know what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to do. So I need to be the one to you know, temper that down some, be like, okay, this is what I'm here for. This is how serious I am or how serious I'm not. So, you know, you just try to make the woman at ease on what your intentions are.
Good to know. So
That was back in the day, though. I don't know. That might not be now, but you know, if I was to date now, that would be my first. That would be my first thing to do. You know, we both out here looking. Okay, let me put you at ease on what it is I'm trying to do, and then, you know, if you join with me, that's all good. If not, then like you said, we're growing enough to move on ways and keep it moving.
we are.
So you tell her that on the first date. So what are your intentions when you first meet them?
Yeah, you know.
So are your intentions to marry them? Are your intentions to date them? Are your intentions to just have sex? I mean, do you tell them that?
You're right. If you don't know them, my first point is to get to know you, because okay, we can have sex, do all that other stuff, but you know, it needs to be a means to an end. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, some guys just like, okay, you look fine. Okay, this is all I want. This is what I want. But you know,
right.
You know, you can be the finest thing on earth, but have a bootleg personality. You know, it's not. It's definitely
Amen.
what you want from the beginning. So it's like, okay, if I'm here for this, you know, stop wasting time. Especially, you know, in the 20s, you kind of had time to do that because you're still trying to find yourself and stuff like that. But once you start getting in the 30s, you know, come on now. We trying to keep it moving. We trying to do things. You know, we got things to do. So, you know, move that on off the side, especially, you know, 35, 36. You know, we trying to do things in life. So yeah, I'm just trying to, you know, be friends, and then okay, if we compatible in that way, then okay, those other things can be, you know, better exponentially, because okay, we took that time to get to know each other. We got these likes and dislikes. You know, if not, then go on something else.
Good
question for Maggie. Maggie.
Yes.
If you see somebody you like, you don't approach?
I will.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not out here just willy-nilly going up to people that I think are sexy or I'm attracted to. But I've been known to give
research.
my eye advances, and I will speak to somebody first. Y'all see how crazy I am anyway. Y'all know, look, I don't meet a stranger, but sometimes, like,
Hey,
like I said, I might not, if I'm really, really into you, so not like my first time meeting you, I may be scared to like say something. But if it's just I'm out and about or we at a club or something, I'll speak.
We speak to everybody.
Why not?
That's true. But we talk about on another level.
Speaking is not initiating anything but hello.
Correct. Maggie?
I mean, I've given my number out a time or two as well.
So, okay.
We had
you got research to do. You got research to do. You got to make them call you and be like, I got research to do. I'm trying to see where this can go. And then like, you say something wrong, I can just, boop, that's it.
Well, we've had the same phone number for about 20 years. So giving somebody our number ain't much. I'm just being honest. You know, and it's easy now to block people. So I'm just saying.
3-4 years ago now, I mean, I feel like I have not been really out there trying to, I don't know. I feel like I haven't put myself out there a lot in the past few years.
To strangers or to friends? Or just
to
people?
To just like that dating thing. For real.
It's a little hectic out there.
Yeah. Appreciate your blessings, married men. These people, like you said,
I'm just saying, it's a little different. It's a little different.
It's different. It doesn't mean that it's not still there for people to have. It's just different.
Right.
People dealing with so much trauma, so much you dealing with people's backgrounds that are different from when our parents were back then. You know, they didn't have all that stuff, even though whatever.
I think
you gotta find people that's genuine and wanting the same thing you want. You gotta find genuine people. That's the thing.
You gotta be genuine. Like, just be yourself. I don't care who. If you are a butthole, then you genuinely are that. Be that. Then I can choose if I want to deal with it or not.
Exactly.
Don't let me find out another way. I don't like that. Sorry. Go ahead, man.
Time and stuff.
It is wasting my time. I'm getting older. Go ahead,
no,
man.
Say that's what Kendall said. She said find somebody. She found in her husband somebody that wanted the same thing she wanted. just like Jason was saying, somebody that's genuine and you connect on, you really want the same thing. Because there are men out there that still want marriage and still cherish marriage. And there are men out there and women out there that are like, for what? I got money, I got means, whatever I want to do, have sex with whoever I want to have sex with and just live that lifestyle. And there are people out there that want to do that. So fine.
Then they want to get married when they're 80.
Right. Very old, getting married. And then everybody's like, oh, the love story. No, they've been dealing with each other for years. It took him 30 years to propose. Oh, okay. It's different. They do it all the time. They do it all the time.
They do.
Okay, so I thank you guys. We don't want to, be holding y'all all day because, y'all do have responsibilities. Maggie, any other questions before we close it down?
Come on, Maggie.
Come on, I'm with it. I'm ready, Maggie. I'm ready. Ping pong, let's go.
Ping pong, really?
Yeah, because seriously, Maggie, we have these questions. We have these conversations all the time. We have the men we want to ask. These are two different guys, with two different stories, even though some of them are very similar, but go ahead. Let us go. Let's see.
I think the only thing I actually wanted to hear what you guys thought was super different nowadays, because you say it's super different now. Jason, you've only been married for 5 years. Coach Aaron, 9. What's so different?
The internet. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. Everything's social media.
You can find out anything about anyone.
Even when you're not talking to them, you looking at their pages and doing all this other stuff, and then no, I'm just saying then you see them doing this, and you got questions, and then doubt starts to creep into your mind, and why they over here at this time and it's too much. Like, and then most people don't even talk on the phone anymore. That's what I'm used to doing, talk on the phone. Like, but now it's a text because they can cut off the conversation whenever they want to. No, that's not how you get involved with somebody. So the texting, if the conversation is not going the way they want to, they can just stop mid-sentence, and you just like, what was that? You never know what was that. Or I've heard people break up and they don't really. Their breakup isn't somebody saying, okay, we have a discussion that we're not going to be together anymore. They were like, well, yeah, we hadn't talked in 2 months. So what y'all doing? Well, we're not together. Who did anybody say that? And the vice versa. I've heard to where, we're together. Did somebody actually ask you? Did the guy actually ask you, do you want to be together? And they were like, no. It kind of happened when he took me to his folks' house.
Wrong.
No. You just like asking for for your hand in marriage and proposing, you propose that we exclusively date. At least that's how I was brought up. And so there's no question to where they come at, well, we never did this. And so they get caught with somebody else that, well, we never did that. We never made this exclusive. See, no, you find a loophole or you find some gap that we ain't talked about. No. So it's a lot of that going on, and that's what the drama and stuff that you're talking about. So
look, my wife and I are not friends on Facebook.
I ain't mad at it.
I ain't got to worry about nothing. I'm a Facebook person, but I'm not a Facebook. I don't wake up first thing in the morning and see what's going on Facebook. That ain't me. Don't text me, call me. I don't like texting.
Wow.
You get those one-word answers. Yes, no, okay.
I appreciate the honesty. Yes.
All right.
Because I think it's always best when people are extremely honest. Because then allow me to make the decision if I want to deal with your honesty or not. Don't, say, well, I didn't want to tell you because I thought you was going to say, I thought you was going to go out. Don't do that. Just tell me what it is, even if it stings. Tell me what it's gonna be.
Good one. Don't assume, because I feel like people put expectations on us unknowingly, and you don't even know me. So real quick transparency moment. I started therapy in 2021, right? I've had 2 therapies. And I told somebody, hey, I went to therapy today or whatever. And they were like, therapy? I thought you had it all together. I thought you were bad. And I was like, once again, you're putting your expectations on me and putting me on some pedestal I shouldn't be on. You know what I mean? And so it's interesting when it's just like, it's okay to work it out and be you. Do not have these expectations on me. Talk to me like a regular person. I'm no better than the next person, and you're no better than me. Right. And so I thought that was very interesting. Like,
yeah.
Come on, people.
You can definitely overthink the situation.
Don't worry, Maggie.
You better say so.
Yeah. Don't worry, Maggie. I'm going to therapy
Hello,
too.
me too.
High five for therapy.
Yep. Okay, we're
Normalize
doing therapy. Hallelujah. I go to therapy too. I don't think anything's wrong with that. I think Maggie. So shout out for you, transparency. I think therapy is a beautiful thing. I think that people find out things about themselves, and anytime it gives growth, it's a beautiful thing. You figure out what
That's
you
part
want,
of self-evaluation to actually make that step. Yeah.
Yeah, what you want,
Most
what you
definitely.
don't want. Like, you know what I'm saying? You'll probably see like, dang, I looked at it wrong because this person, whoever, showed me something new. So shout out to you.
And therapy is just a person, and the therapy is just another person that actually gets what you're trying to do. It's just giving not necessarily advice, but somewhat advice, but then also a listening ear that you may not have that you need in your life. Like, you might have some people that do it, but then you just get a different perspective. That's all it is. It's somebody that's glorified and actually doing what they're trying to do to help you out. That genuinely want to help you out. You know what I'm saying? And what you're trying to do in your life.
Why are men, minus Coach Aaron, why are men so scared of therapy? Stereotypically, not all of them.
That's kind of like, that's one of the things that, that's prevalent in our like just in general, but also definitely in our Black community, because people don't know how to talk to people. It's so, and I see it more so in this fast digital age. People want it so fast, and they don't want to take the time to do things. When we were growing up, there was checks and balances. Okay, there's a way to do it. Do you want to do it the right way, or do you want to do it the fast way? And the fast way not always the right way. You really want to take time to, you want to learn this lesson just for the grade, or you want to learn it to gain knowledge. It's one of those things. So it's not always going to be fast paced, and things you got to deal with, certain situations of your past experiences, your current experiences, that plays a part in all that. So yeah.
I wonder, because I think, do you think that a guy, sorry, got another question. Do you think that a guy is who his friends are? Meaning, a certain caliber of man is only going to hang around a certain kind of guy. Do you think that is true?
When they're younger.
Okay.
Because when you get older, it's just not right. I'm hanging around single men.
Hello.
I'm gonna add on to that. You're right in that aspect. The way, like, I have a lot of, like, I have friends, but it's like, okay, the single guys, they might be single for particular reasons, but I keep single friends just to know what I need to, since I have children, just need to know I don't need to be too far behind in what's going on with this generation, so to speak. So it's like, okay, I have my guy friends that I'm like, okay, married friends, okay, we're cool, but I need to have some kind of hold on what's going on now, so I can teach my daughter when she gets older, so I can teach my son what's going on out there. So I won't be so far-fetched with like, no, that's old school, daddy, whatever. I need to be somewhat involved, but not all the way involved to where, okay, I don't know how to differentiate between, okay, that's their life and this is what I need to do in my life type thing. That's what's one of the things you got to be able to separate. So I get I can't be friends with a whole bunch of single guys, but at the same time, I need to understand where they're coming from, so I can, at times, even with my 15-year-old son, like, I got to be able to tell him these things so he won't be like, okay, what you're saying is true in the way I say it, so it won't be so far-fetched, and he won't be just thinking I'm saying something that's old school, that's not relevant to now, because that's that's going to be a big part in him asking me questions later on. It's like, okay, these things, like, you know, I'm gonna tell him the old school way, but then I'm also telling like, nowadays this is what y'all doing, and or he tells me what they're doing, and I can go from there.
Okay. So.
Okay. It's different. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm
No, it's all
around me.
Yeah, it's all a learning process and a lesson. You know, just for future references. Like, that's why I watch Love and Hip Hop sometimes. You know, and it might not be the best example, but you know, just in case they get involved in a situation like that, I'm like, you know, I can't be sitting here like, oh, that's too much, I can't help you, because they're gonna go somewhere else and find the answer, and I don't need that either. But hopefully I taught them enough to be
pull up
like,
Google
okay,
in a heartbeat.
find a healthy balance. Yeah, exactly. So I need to find a healthy balance to where, hey, what he said was true, because I can kind of put it in my everyday life, and then they be like, okay, you just might know what you're talking about. And guys need to do that too, and their male friends or older friends. You need to have a little bit of it all in your life to be kind of sane a little bit.
Yeah, my thing has always been, there's only two people in life. One that's gonna pull you up, or one that's gonna pull you down. And if you're smarter than all your friends, you need some new friends.
Hello.
You can't get yourself pulled down, and then you got to be able to evaluate the situation. Be like, okay, they just talking. I don't need to give that any more time of day, but you know, that kind of thing is out there. So at least I'm more knowledgeable of it. And then like, okay, this is the brother I need to go, because they making headlines, they making moves, and like, okay, I'm taking all that information in because I'm trying to be where you trying to be. So.
Okay, so if you could give, this is our last thing, if you guys could give one tip, or not even a tip, but one word of, tell us something that we need to know. If you could tell single women out there who are looking to get married or looking to date intentionally and seriously, what would you tell them?
I don't even know how to answer that question.
What?
That's just because everybody is so different.
They are.
Everybody's so different. So what works with you won't work for the other. So if I say one thing, it might work for one person. But what about everybody else? Now you come up with your own.
Okay. Or what do you think? Something that women need to know in general, like
I guess really know that. I guess know thyself. I mean, because it's always going to come down to, it's always going to, because I can say in my first marriage, it's kind of like you always have to. It was things that I was trying to introduce her to, but it all came down to things that she had dealt with in her past. So it's I guess know thyself, because once you, it's a hard thing to say, but at least 70%, I guess. Nobody gonna know themselves 100% because we keep on changing, but at least lay down a foundation and then be like, okay, know what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept in a relationship with a guy. Like, don't just neglect your past experiences. They're experiences for a reason. Did you learn a lesson? I'm sure you did. Okay, don't forget about it. You may not want to relive it, but don't forget about it. Don't forget about it, because that's only because you don't want to end up be like, man, you saying with a person, you end up doing the same thing you did with with a previous person. And like, did you not learn? Like, don't put those things on. Don't put those things on somebody. Don't put your past experience on somebody, but then don't allow you to deal with mess that you dealt with somebody else that you didn't in the past that you didn't like. So yeah, you have to learn from it, but don't automatically put that on the next person, but you have to learn from it so you won't make the same mistake twice, because then you're just going around in a circle. You don't want that. So just know thyself. Basically,
my main thing is
try to get to know yourself.
Red flags don't change colors over time.
Boom.
Exactly.
They don't become pink. They don't become. I think sometimes we might do that. Like, oh well, maybe it was just red today. Right. But it's not gonna be red in a month.
Honey, right? That's
Flags
crazy.
on
Right
change
there will
colors.
preach a whole sermon.
Okay, you okay? So yeah, keep that in mind. That's a wonderful way to end. I appreciate you guys so much for coming on the show. It's all about relationship and how you treat each other. That's why you were able to say, yes, I'll come help you out and be on the show, because we have a great relationship. So I think that that's bigger than anything, bigger than dating, bigger than marriage. Well, the basis is relationship and how you are relating with each other. So I appreciate you guys coming, Coach Aaron, and you working. Bet with the red light in the back. Love it. And then Jason.
This one better.
No, but we want you to get pulled over.
See, I can't drive like this.
That's what I said. We want you to
Yeah,
get
I
pulled
can't
over.
drive like
right.
But you don't look your age. So thanks for showing that. So
Thank you.
Can't believe, but oh Lord. Anyway, Jason, thank you. We thank you too. Again, we all started out knowing each other from. Shout out to Cathedral. Anyway, that's how we know each other. Shout out to Cathedral. I will always feel that way for the rest of my life. I wouldn't be who I am. It just is what it is. I want to have my friends. I want to have my relationships if I didn't have Cathedral. So shout out to Cathedral for that, bringing us all together. And we are going to go ahead and let you guys go. We don't want to keep you all day, child. Well, y'all know, Jason, you got a family, you got kids and your wife and everything like that. Thank your wife.
It's all good.
Please. And you too, Coach Aaron, thank your wife too for letting us borrow you guys to get your minds and see what's going on. And I pray blessings on both of y'all relationships. May God give y'all those.
No problem. Let's do this again.
God will continue to bless y'all for your relationship. So we appreciate that. So we're gonna go. Maggie, do you have anything else to say before we leave?
No, I just want to say thank you as well. We definitely appreciate it and the honesty and transparency. And you can tell that both of you guys know yourselves because you're coming to come on here and share. And that's one thing we've learned through the seasons that we've had this show. So thank you. We definitely appreciate it. And I just love talking to y'all and seeing y'all.
Hello. I love it.
Yeah, Maggie. Hopefully I'll see you again at the farmer's market.
You know, we probably will.
Maggie see everybody at the farmer's market. I mean, ex-people she used to deal with. I mean, she used to see, and Maggie sees everybody at the farmer's market.
I know.
Oh, it's farmer's market. I love it, but it's too cold.
So you got to go early. It's all right.
Right. So thank guys. Love y'all. Appreciate you guys so much.
I love y'all too. Y'all take care.
Be safe.
Bye,
COVID.
guys.
We know. Happy New Year. New intentions for this new year. But guys, put that out there. If that's what you want, put it out there. It's a new year. We're going to get it done in 2021. All right. Bye, y'all. See you. Oh, don't forget to follow us on our Facebook. Don't forget to follow us on all social media. We are there. Watch the show. Share the show. Like the actually website that's on Facebook, The Waiting Game Chapter 35. All right, y'all. We'll talk to you guys next week. Bye. Oh, sorry, guys.